Welcome to the 2024 Economic Depression and Preparation channel. I'm your host, Tony. Thank you for joining me on this first week of the new year. Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your support and your continued support of this channel. Please, to me, it's great to make it into 2024 with all of you. And I just want to give a brief start off here to the new year about the job support from last year, as well as we're going to talk about some economic news. And then as we get further into next week, we're going to be talking about the earnings and the where's the stock market and also the Main Street heading as we head into this first quarter of 2024. Please be sure to subscribe. Thank you for your support. Right now, we're looking at CNBC, according to reports saying that where the jobs are for December 2023. Apparently, we added over 200,000 jobs, 216,000 jobs, while the unemployment rate officially held steady at 3.7%. Now, this does not count people who have two jobs or multiple jobs, side hustles. This just counts the official numbers from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the BLS. So you can see the job gains, and mostly in here, according to this chart, courtesy of the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, were in healthcare, government, and in leisure and hospitality. Those three sectors have been the backbone of this economy for the last 5 to 6 months, going back from last summer. These have been the areas that we're seeing the media report on as far as job additions. 58,000 jobs in healthcare and social assistance, 52,000 government jobs, and 40,000 leisure and hospitality jobs. Now that's followed by some other things like retail, trade, construction, and IT services, adding those jobs respectively. Now we did lose some jobs in mining and logging and transportation and warehousing. 22,000 jobs in transportation and warehousing. That's very interesting to note. As you know, we have that conflict going on the Middle East and also in the Red Sea. Some of the shipping lanes and transportation lanes are going to be rerouted through that area as the United States and their allies work to secure the free flow of commerce and goods and services. So that's something to watch too as well. What's going to happen with these food prices and gas prices as we head toward the first quarter, through the first quarter of 2024 here. So that's what they added the jobs. And now we also have a situation here where U.S. News and World Report was saying that the UN economic forecast cities conflicts, sluggish trade, high interest, and climate disasters. Matter of fact, we just had an earthquake. Our thoughts and prayers are out for those in Japan, Western Japan, about a couple hours west of Tokyo. As you know, that big earthquake, 7.5 magnitude earthquake, as well as the thing that went on the airport, the two planes, and as well as the 737 MAX plane has been grounded by the FAA. MAX 9 and MAX 8, 10 planes have been grounded as a result of that. A piece of the fuselage came loose. I mean, you'll probably seen that on the news. That's I've thought some prayers with those families. Glad there wasn't that many injuries there, but still, this is what we're looking at 2024. We're looking at more climate disasters, higher prices for food, higher taxes, higher everything, and lower services in terms of what we're going to be getting as a nation, as a people, as Americans. So this is very concerning. Global inflation was at 8.1% in 2022. It was estimated to drop down to 3.9%. As you know, they doctored up the numbers. They flicked the statistics down and said now we're down to 3.9%. But in any event, inflation, hyperinflation, is not going away for the next 2 to 3 years in America, in the European Union, or in Asia or Africa, or any of these countries for that matter. And this is going to be very, very concerning as we head into the future here, because you're going to see more and more people relying on, credit cards, relying on family and friends, relying on debt, and things especially is going to be heating up in the retail market. We're going to be seeing more closures of stores that we know that are going to be closing, like Bed Bath & Beyond, Party City. All of these retail strip malls that you see in these cities and towns, these medium-sized cities and towns, are going to be closing up, consolidating, getting bought out, either getting bought out or filing for bankruptcy here. So we have a few companies here like Adidas, Bed Bath & Beyond. As you know, they filed for bankruptcy. They're going to be gone this coming year. A lot of companies are going to be Target's closing 9 stores in major cities because of theft and organized crime. And this is another concern too. As you know, shrinkage, retail shrinkage, employees stealing from these retail stores, as well as just people in general breaking in and stealing these stores in LA and all these fancy places. They're stealing that because of organized crime. And so they're going to be closing a lot of stores. Grocery stores, don't be surprised to see a lot of them closing down, like some of the Krogers or Save-A-Lots or wherever you may be in the country. Those are going to be consolidating into only the most areas they feel are safe to be able to do commerce in, unfortunately. So this is part of the big box change is part of a wave of retailers, both large and small, struggling to contain store crime. So they've been hiring a lot of loss prevention officers, but a lot loss prevention officers sometimes, turn a blind eye, and these people are able to get away with a lot of these different items out in the country here. So self checkout is some of these people are self checkout is growing. The backlash against the self checkout counters and kiosks at all these places is causing many of these companies to only have 1 or 2 self-checkout lanes as opposed to having 12 or 15 self-checkout counters. And what that's doing is that's allowing for them to hire more workers. So that's a good thing that they're starting to get rid of. Companies starting to get rid of having 7 self-checkout lanes and only 1 human cashier. So they're starting to reverse that trend. So that's one positive news that we have heading into 2024. I'm glad you guys are safe. Be safe. Stay secure. Continue to prepare physically, mentally, spiritually, most importantly, because this is a marathon, not a sprint. It's more, you can have all the supplies, you can do all that stuff, gold, silver, I believe, and all that different things. But if you don't have, God in your life and spiritual aspect taken care of, it's all for in vain. Because at the end of the day, we're only here. All of us are here for, no matter how much we prepare for, a temporary. We're just passing through, and this earth is not our final destination. Point at all. So continue to prepare. I thank God for each and every one of you in the new year here, and I'll talk to you very soon as we get more in detail in the work week here for this second week of 2024 here. God bless. Thank you for joining. See you soon.